Good evening. This is Jack from theartofchart.net, and this is the daily update for Thursday, the 12th of March. All right, our disclaimer: we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share a technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right. Start off with the S. Obviously, strong lay down. We had big support at 2,500 that held most of the day and then broke at the close. I'm rolling this into June tomorrow or possibly the weekend. Obviously, it's been kind of busy, but this is rolling on toss, I think, tonight. And at the very latest, I'll be rolling this the weekend. But anyway, we had 2,500. We broke below it. We have positive divergence here. This has been such a strong trend. I'm not sure on the hourly chart that actually means an awful lot here. But we will see how it goes. One way or another, Stan's expecting to see a low in the next day or so. I think that is likely, and we will see. And I'll be talking more about that on the SPX chart. NQ. Again, went a lot lower, again, got positive divergence. Again, probably going to see a low tomorrow. I think that more or less applies to all of the equities. RTY, strong day on the downside, positive divergence. YM, strong day on the downside, positive divergence. We actually killed the last buy signal here, but positive divergence here. We may well go lower into that positive divergence, but I think we're probably within range of low here, and I'll be talking about where that's likely to be. DAX went lower, under 9,000 briefly today. Probably going to break down below that tomorrow. We've got a buy signal brewing here. I mean, it's possible we could see a big rally here start overnight on equities. I'm doubtful about that. If we're going to make a serious low tomorrow, there's pretty obvious likelihood of where that's likely to be. And looking at the SPX chart, that's likely to be at the next big support level. Now this is and I just don't appreciate how big the level we went through was today. 2,500 is a big level. That is the rising megaphone support for the basically the bull market since the 2011 low. Now since then we've actually had since 2009 we've had two 20% plus declines. We had one slightly more than 20% in 2011. We had another one slightly more than 20% in 2018. So when people are talking about a bull market since 2009, yes and no. This has been one overall bull trend. In terms of two technical bear markets, there have been two technical bear markets, and this is a third that we're in here. But this is the first time we've actually broken below 20% below and continued going. We're actually almost 30% down, and we may reach 30% down tomorrow. So where does that leave us? Well, we're still on, got a monthly sell signal, which is getting close to target, and by the time we're finished, is likely to have made target. The weekly sell signals, if we close the week here, we would be making target. This is that trend line. That is it breaking at the close today. On the daily chart, I had my doubts about 2,500 holding. As soon as we had, when I did my post a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the possibility that we would bounce either at this line or this line here, both of those are head and shoulder necklines. When we did that rally, we broke down, and I said we had a head and shoulder target now, which was at a retest of this low at 23.46. That's the next big support level. And that is a match with, we've basically got the low here, December 2018. We've got the head and shoulder target at the same level, and actually, again at the same level, I've got rising support from the 2009 low is also there. This is an even larger support level than the very large one we broke today. So if we're going to see a low tomorrow and see a strong rally off it, then, well, that would be the obvious place to do that. And we do need a rally because at the moment we seem to be, well, we're almost going straight down, really. We need some sort of structure, and we're going to need rallies for that structure. And while the news is not likely to be great over the next few days, we are going to need some rallies to put some structure on this, and I'm expecting to see a rally too. And we are due a strong one, some kind of a minimal Fibonacci retracement, which really, after a move this size, if we've gone down from 3,400 to 2,350, that's over 1,000 handles. That is a big move. We should really be looking at a minimum 400 handle rally at some point in the near future from that, and I think that's probably what we're going to see, and that's what Stan is talking about. All right, let's have a look at DAX. Now, There's been talk of various things have been candidates for flight to safety here. Dollar is one, and dollar arguably might have been a flight to safety today. It's not really been a flight to safety before. In fact, actually, on the first declines, the dollar was getting completely and utterly caned. So it may just be that it happened to be going up when equities were going down. We'll see how that goes. But I think this could turn here. I've got a scenario here I'll be talking about on the daily chart. ZB. ZB, this was an interesting one. If you think about what the Fed announced today, what they announced was that they were going to be buying $400 billion worth of bonds today, $500 billion tomorrow. And what did bonds do? They went down. I've noticed this before. It happened in QE1, QE2, QE3. These are all programs where they QE4 actually. These are all programs where they were buying large amounts of bonds and bond prices fell. Why is that? I don't know. But for some reason, it always seems to happen. And here, it was pretty much the reaction to them saying they were going to buy a whole load of bonds was that bonds fell. Why was that? I don't know. Why does it work that way? I don't know. But I think if that had not been the case, that probably would have gone up more today. And I had a nice looking double bottom. It broke up, looked very promising. Fed made its announcement and it got caned and went back to the previous low. This opens up a lower target here because I've got this head and shoulder target at 175. This has not been invalidated. So really, I'm thinking this is probably going to go down to 175, which is holding the weekly pivot at 164.14, 176.14 at the moment. We've that target at 175 is also a pretty close match with this rising support, so I'm quite liking that as a target. CL. CL, we broke down from the flag, and CL really held up well today, far better than I was expecting. And actually, we even got a bit of positive divergence and a weak buy signal effect, which I've not marked on here. I'm expecting to see a retest of this low scene. I was kind of surprised, given the market action, we didn't see it today. We might see it tomorrow. NG, this is an interesting one because we've got a double bottom here, it's broken up, and it's got part of the way at the target, and then we've seen this deep retracement. Now, we haven't got any positive divergence here. This looks like a flag, may deliver a low retest. This could head up to those targets in the 2.05 to 210 area. Or it could be that what we're doing is we're forming an inverted head and shoulders here, and we're putting in the right shoulder, in which case we've got slightly low for it, but we could then have an even higher target above. I'm pretty bullish on NG. We came back, we tested the 1.61. It's not been showing any signs of retesting that so far. We've got no unfinished business below, and people are still going to need natural gas, even with the coronavirus, especially if they're staying at home. They might even need more of it. All right, GC. GC, this was seen as a flight safety destination. Honestly, I was expressing doubts about this because my webinars the last couple of days, because we've not seen any sign of this recently. We've seen some big declines with gold going down, and today we saw another one. And actually, we saw a big decline on gold at the same time. Now, partially this may have been liquidation, but maybe it's just not a flight safety destination. It may be that the first declines happened while gold was going up, just because gold happened to be going up. It was making a very obvious retest. Now it's got a potential level top, and today it broke down from that possible level top. And it has a target. If we get through support, and we've got a fair amount of support in the 1540 to 1560 area, if it gets through that support and it converts it, then this double top would have a target in about the 1410, 1420 area. That is a possibility I'm taking seriously. I have a lot of big sell signals, monthly, weekly, etc., on precious metals. Even palladium got completely and utterly caned today. So I think that uptrend is over. Palladium is actually almost half from the high now. So we could actually be looking at a sustained downtrend in metals, and that may be what we're seeing start right here. SI went down too. I've got a resistance trend line here, and I'm not seeing any immediate reason to think this isn't going lower. HG, now we went down, we retested this low, went a bit lower. I've got a bit of positive divergence here now. We're actually at a big support area. Stands looking a little lower. I'm not looking an awful lot lower. I start hitting major long-term trend lines at about 2.36, 2.37. It might be those are going to break, but my first lean would be that they probably aren't going to break. So we'll see how that goes. USD. Now, this is something I was looking at in terms of the context. Is DX flight safety? And actually, this move we saw on DX today, partially retraced already, was actually this head and shoulders just playing out to target on Euro USD. So was that a flight safety move, or was it again equities going down while dollars happened to be going up? I think it might have been. So I'm keeping an open mind on that. I mean, dollar certainly has been a flight to safety destination before, but it may not be now. Gold has certainly been a flight to safety destination before, but it doesn't appear to be now. And bonds have certainly been a flight to safety, and they were a flight to safety, because there's no way we'd have got up to those incredible highs without it being a flight to safety. And I think bonds is the most likely to remain one. And I think we may go back and retest that incredible high, and we'll see. GBP USD. Now, US dollar's been going up. GBP has come down quite a way. This is further than I was expecting. We don't have any positive divergence yet. I'm surprised to see GBP this low, and I'm wondering when this will turn back up, and I'm thinking that's probably going to. USD JPY didn't go lower today. Now, normally you'd expect, like today in equities, that you'd see lower lows on JPY. This looks kind of like a flag, could be a bottoming pattern of some kind. We've got declining resistance, and that may well be hit really in the 106 or 106 and change area. Waiting for the next move, but this has been going down pretty reliably when equities have been tanking in the last few weeks, and that didn't happen this time, which was interesting. Not quite sure why, but it was interesting. CAD. Now, USD CAD was spiking up even when the dollar was going down, which was odd. It's continuing to go up. I don't have any negative divergence here at the moment, and I don't have a pattern set up suggesting it's about to go down. I had one here, but it broke up from that. At the moment, I haven't got anything. I'm not quite sure why USD CAD is going up. I had a lovely flag suggesting this move would happen here. Now, I don't have any upside targets, so waiting to see if this turns. The Australian dollar went lower again today. Wow. This has been going down in the face of buy signals. I think this is all about commodities getting murdered. And if so, well, it may continue going. NZUSD, not quite as extreme as Australian dollar, but heading in the same direction. They are trading together. Again, a lot of commodities involved there probably. KC hasn't made the retest of the low yet, and maybe forming a triangle. I'm expecting to see the retest the low sooner rather than later. Has retested the low. We've got some possible buy signal brewing here. The last one failed. This one could fail too. This has been a very trend and it hasn't necessarily finished. See on the bigger picture, I'm quite liking the positive divergence here on the daily chart. Level bottom here. This could be on the verge of turning. Went a bit lower today. Again, I've got some positive divergence here on the bigger picture, but commodities have been getting with basically liquidation of everything. That may continue, and certain equities we could be heading down to the 2350 area tomorrow, and well, commodities may with those two. Corn retested this low as expected, possible level bottom support. We will see. Soy went low, not much sign of it turning up at the moment. We are on a 6-minute. That's really not delivered anything so far. Not really coming together yet, but we might get one as it heads a little lower. CT, daily chart, like this one. Daily positive divergence, possible double bottom here. This is a return. Live cattle went lower, getting murdered. There's no rational reason really for this to be down, but I think just weak demand. General. LB has been down, some positive divergence, but you know, sure, we should see. And finally made the test that I've been expecting. Possible second low of a double here if China starts ordering, which for some reason we haven't yet, although that is slightly strange. We'll see. But let's have a quick look at a couple of the bigger picture charts that I caught my eye when I was looking through them tonight. US dollar could be forming a roll on a head and shoulders. This would be the right shoulder. This would be the neckline here in the 64.6 area. It's gone slightly higher than but certainly within the range you'd expected. We could be forming a right shoulder here, in which case we could be looking at a which on a sustained break below 94 would take us a lot further down, but actually still in the direction I'd be expecting this to go anyway. So if that's the case, we could be topping out here. Gold. To note, monthly sell signals brewing on the RSI 14 and RSI 5. Weekly sell signal brewing on the RSI 14, RSI 5 sell signal fixed. These are not small signals. These are big divergences. Daily, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed. We've got a double top, which is breakdown, and if we break down below this rising support, this is the bear scenario I've been talking about for weeks. If we break down below this rising support in about 1540 to 45, then that is this wedge breaking down, and we're moving on to a bear scenario. That's don't be looking for flight to safety on gold, because silver and gold go down a lot further from here. Silver already is going down quite a way. This could be an flag, but really it's too large to be a flag now. GDX, we're talking on chart chat about this heading down to a double top target in the 20 area, and you know what? We've got most of the way there already. We may be about to get the rest of the way. Copper. This is the big support trend line. This is from 2002 through the 2008 low, through another low in 2016. This is a big level. I've got this in about 2.31 area. Break below that, and we have a big break. Anything above that, and obviously we're pretty close to major support. So I'm thinking we may well see some strength coming on copper. On the smaller picture chart, we are basically testing this wedge support. We will see. But we're pretty close to that support. Really, I'd be leaning towards seeing some sort of, we've got positive divergence, I'd be leaning towards seeing some kind of a bounce soon. ES, we've got positive divergence on the daily chart. We've had that for a while. We've dropped hundreds of points while we've still had it, so I'm not taking it too seriously. We'll see. NG, it's possible that this move that we're seeing at the moment is larger IHS forming. In which case it's gone slightly lower than I would have expected it to, but if we see a breakup back over 2 from here, then that could be a much larger head and shoulders, which would actually look for a target in about the 2.35, 2.4 area. Platinum, look at that. Wow, we finally made target. Sorry, platinum is getting murdered. This is a big move down. Palladium. We finally made target on an RSI 14 sell signal. They failed, but that I was talking on chart chat about possibility we might make this because this uptrend might be finished. I think this is finished. We got down to 50s today. That is almost halved from the highs. This is a very steep retracement, and it may well be precious metals going to be looking at several months of weakness from here and going really lower. Cocoa. I've got a daily signal brewing here. We can make a low here. Nice little level bottom. This is potential bottoming action. Cotton, nice looking buy signal here. I mean, very based on China demand. I don't know, but we've got a nice looking double bottom here too. Divergence is a contender. Wheat, nice looking divergence, possible double bottom. Again, it's a contender. Corn, possible double bottom here. No current positive divergence. But you know, maybe. So we are expecting to see some decent stuff from corn. So maybe the demand could be there. We'll see. Soy, it's continuing to break down. If corn and soy are going to go together, that's not particularly promising at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and that is everything. And we will see what happens tomorrow. What Stan is thinking is, and what I'm thinking here, is that we may head down to this 2350 area, the target, the head and shoulder target, the major support there, and hold that. We had at least a nod at the 2500 center area today to try and hold it. And we could well see a serious bounce there. We will see. I wouldn't really be thinking in terms of a larger head and shoulders here. We could actually form, of course, we've got a possible head and shoulder neckline here. See it rally back to 2900, and we could see a pattern form to take us a huge amount lower. Would I be expecting that to make target? No, but remember the way that these things often behave. I'm going to be doing a target talking about Fibonacci targets below 2350. But if we were then to see a right shoulder form, a break below, we could see a breakdown, let's say 100, 200 points, and then of course it could reject back into the high. That might happen here. At the speed this is going, I don't know, because I mean this is all happening a lot faster than I was expecting it to, really. And I don't think really I don't think the bad news has peaked on coronavirus. So I'm wondering how low we could go. I'm going to be having a look at the obvious Fibonacci targets here. I mean, you can see I've got them marked up on here. I've got about 22, 25. The 2000 area's got a couple of levels. I do have one level in the 1800 area for two previous lows, and that's the area that Goldman Sachs is talking about. To be honest, I was dismissing that really as a level, partially because I don't have a fib near it, but maybe. Certainly, we've come down a lot faster than I was expecting to so far, and it may be that this is going to follow through, and we could make some really radical target like 1800. To a certain extent, I'll believe it when I see it. So, but I'll be watching it on the way down, and we'll be considering it and looking at the targets. We will see how it goes. Okay, great. In that case, I'll have this. Stan's done his commentary for tonight. I bid everyone a good night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Cheers.